Good afternoon, everyone. So Gavin told me that you can see obviously at the moment where the water travels because of the deep green patches that are running across the paddocks. Now, it's a bit windy today, so sorry. I'm trying to make it so that the wind's not blowing across the microphone. But you can also see that there's more grass growing where the water goes as well. See, generally speaking, at this time of year, these paddocks should have hip-high grass at the very minimum. Thankfully, we have had a little bit of rain in the last few days, and by a little bit, I mean, I think we had 3 days with 2 mils of rain each, which is well below average for this area. Now, there are 2 horses and 1 cow on this area, and this is probably a good 3/4 of my 10-acre block. Or maybe not. They've got at least, they'll actually be going tomorrow, I think. I'm pretty sure their owner's picking them up. That's his plan anyway, although he's not been well lately, so it might be a little bit longer. Now, we have a full dam. Wivenhoe Dam is not full. Wivenhoe Dam is only at 36%. The Southeast Queensland water, whatever they're called, SEQ water. They have the Southeast Queensland water grid sitting currently at 56.5%. When it gets to 50%, Brisbane goes on. Brisbane, Logan, Ipswich, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, can't remember who else, go on water restrictions. The worst part about this is SEQ Water has actually been requesting on their website for people to decrease their water usage since the dams were at 70%. So, and that's been a while. Now, this is actually really interesting. So one of the previous owners, not the previous owner, but I think it was the previous to the previous owner, has actually put some drainage ditches or swales on contour so that it all goes into the dam, which is why we have a full dam and many of the other dams around the area are not full. Our dam is full because we're getting a lot of the water runoff from the entire property. But you can see where the water sits. Look at it, drains into the little the unevenness of the land. And I'm pretty sure, given the fact that it looks as straight as it does, I'm thinking that was actually done intentionally. And I didn't notice it before, but you can actually tell that there's more grass growing in these areas than there is in those. Isn't that interesting? It was probably a lot more obvious earlier in the day when it was hotter, but it was too hot to come out here. And I was busy doing other things. But it's really interesting, you can see where the water sits. But this should all be much higher. Oh, look at that. I didn't realise there was a gate into that little area. There are some areas of the property that have got little paddocks, which work for horses and cows, but a goat would walk right through that. Oh dear. So yes, the fences here do not work for my goats. And honestly, the state of the fences out here, I don't think they work for anyone. I think I can get through them, let alone it. If the horses and cows really wanted to, they could definitely get out, which is part of the reason why I actually told my friend, look, the horses and the cows have got to go, because I got a message from Drew at the back from Southern Downs Farm and Forge. I'll leave a link to his channel. He's just posted some new videos actually. He sent me a message the other day saying, your horses and cows are out. They're in the neighbour's paddock. So they were over there. So my back fence, that's South Downs Farm and Forge is over there. And then his neighbour and my neighbour is there. So the horses were in there. That actually broken through the fence. But as you can see, this fence is a shocking state. Oh, really? Really? I honestly think it's a miracle that the horses are staying in. But there are these drains. These drains have been put in all along it's all along the fence, and then once it gets down there, it actually drains down into the dam. So it's really, really interesting just to see where the water sits and where the lumpy bits in the land are. Oh, it's really interesting to just observe your property. And we haven't even been here for 12 months yet. We are still getting to know this property and this climate. It's very different from where we came from. We were at Eagleby in Logan, which is subtropical area, and this is more of a warm, temperate climate. So we get a lot less rain. It's a much more brittle environment. So there's longer periods between rain here. Horse and cows have been dropping some lovely parcels around the property, which is always nice. But yeah, as you can see, this is not waist-high grass. We desperately need rain in this area. I mean, we have water. Water is not a major drama here. We have a very full dam. All of our water tanks are full. But that is because we don't use a lot of water. We just don't. We have a composting toilet, so we don't flush our water down the sewage system, which we haven't got a sewage system, even if we wanted to. We do have a septic system, but we prefer the composting toilets. Look at that, isn't that interesting? It's really interesting. At least I'm finding it interesting. I'm hoping you're finding it interesting. But yeah, so we have it would appear we have long time periods between rain events. I mean, the southeast Queensland coast has been getting rain every other day. We have not. You can see on my previous videos that I post every time it rains. I take a video. I have missed very few rain events where I haven't commented on it in some way, because it's just the, yay, it's raining. And then you find out you've only got 2 mil. When 2 mil really does not go very far. Especially when there is so little organic matter in this soil. I mean, really, I need to get the horses and the cows off this paddock just so that the paddocks can rest. So that they've got a chance to rest and recover. And then we can start doing something with them. Adding extra organic matter. Potentially doing some keyline ploughing. Potentially doing some ripping. Potentially popping in some more swales here and there. Gavin's talking about setting up some Tarampa systems. It's going to be really interesting once we've got our permaculture design done. Gavin's actually doing the permaculture design course with Jeff Lawton online this year. I did mine a couple of years ago. So he's doing his this year. So he's going to be doing with mine, I did a permaculture design of Eagleby, of our property there. And he's going to be doing a permaculture design of our property here, which is fantastic. I'm very excited. But we get water runoff from all of our neighbouring properties. We're at a bit of a low point here. Well, except for, oh sorry, I'm probably moving a bit fast. Except for those guys over that side, because the water goes further away from there. But our dam has been set up in a fantastic way that we get water runoff from lots of different places. But it's really, really interesting just to see where the grass is growing and where it's not. So you can see where the water pools, and it obviously is not soaking into parts of the ground. Amazingly enough, the horses and cows are actually doing quite well, considering how little feed there is in this paddock. But if I hadn't had them here, I probably could have avoided buying hay over the winter. But I'm going to have to buy hay over the winter, I think. But isn't that interesting? Somebody has put those in there, I'm sure of it. They're such straight lines. That is really, really interesting. I hadn't noticed just how wavy this paddock was. And looking at it like this, you can see waves. I mean, they're not deep swales by any stretch of the imagination, but it's enough for water to go into certain areas and soak. But yeah, one of these days I'll go up the back and show you the back fence and just how tragic it is. It's shocking. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I don't know how the animals stay in. Well, they didn't the other day. They got out, didn't they? Now, there is one little area in the back here that has got some grass. Unfortunately, it's also got a big hole that we've blocked up so that the cows and the horses can't get in there. Previous owners had their chickens in there at one point, I think. We tend to call it Fort Knox. Although I think Fort Knox got broken into by the cow because we came out one day. I was actually going to put the, it was a couple of months ago, I was going to put the goat in, one of the goats in there once she had her kids, thinking that it would be full of lovely grass and it'd be a nice safe spot for her and the kids because foxes can't get in there because the tin goes down into the ground, I believe. But I discovered the cow had put a big hole in the side, so we need to repair that still. So we stopped the cow from getting in there. But if we'd had an average rainfall on this property this season, the entire paddock would have grass as long as that area does. It's so far away from the house down here though. That's not exactly what I'd call a great place for a chicken coop. Duck pen, it might be a good place for a duck pen, simply because the ducks love the dam. We get lots of wild ducks on the dam. There was about 20 there before, but they all flew away. So yes, one cow-sized hole. One of these days we'll get it fixed. But that's how high the entire paddock should be. It's not. We've got some work that we need to get done on the dam at some point to fix up those steep drops, and part of that's because the animals have been in here. Ideally we really need to fence off this dam so that the animals can't get in, because the animals get in and they foul up the water and they wreck the sides and it's just a mess. So yeah, But we have lots of turtles in there. I'm not sure what good turtles are, but there's lots of turtles. But yeah, it's a bit of a wander out the back paddock. And a bit of a look at how the paddock's going. I haven't been out here for a while. And I really probably shouldn't be out here now because my foot is really, really sore. It's plantar fasciitis. Although the podiatrist told me the other day it's plantar fasciosis, not a fasciitis. It's a chronic condition that I've got. Doesn't seem to be improving a great deal, but he says I need to sit and ice my feet every night, which I haven't been doing consistently. I need to do that consistently. But yeah, it's all good. But yes, this area needs a lot of work. It's green at the moment, at least in parts, which is an improvement on what we have seen. But this is not what you want to go into winter with. Not at all what you want to go into winter with. But anyway, you have a great one. Bless you.